Who were you to each other in a past life? So if you've ever felt an instant connection or a strange pull or a love that felt familiar, it might be because your souls have met before. So let's ask Spirit, who were you to each other in a past life? We're going to have a look at who were you to each other in a past life. We're going to have a look at what unresolved energy still lingers. And we're going to have a look at how is this affecting your connection now? Spirit, for the viewer, how is this affecting their connection right now? Okay, so who were you to each other in another lifetime? We have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Fool, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. What unresolved energy still lingers is showing up as the World. And how is this affecting your connection now? We have got the Page of Swords. So this past life connection, it speaks of movement, it speaks of separation and maybe unfinished timing. With the Two of Pentacles, the Fool and the Knight of Pentacles, we see a dynamic where one soul may have been leaping into the unknown, full of light and hope, while the other one remained tethered to something heavier, more cautious, or perhaps bound to duty. There was love, yes, but it was interrupted by the push-pull of timing and personal soul paths. The World card, revealing internal organs with an open torso, really tells us that something essential was left exposed and unfinished. And in this lifetime, the connection returns through curiosity, overthinking, and deep subconscious recognition, as seen within this Page of Swords and all of these white flowers that have reminded me of thought bubbles. This reading is for someone who feels an unmistakable energetic charge with another person, whether they have been in contact or not, and you may feel like you have known them forever. They have likely showed up in your dreams before they ever arrived physically, or perhaps the connection felt like something began but never truly rooted or completed. So you might be caught in the energy of, why does this feel so big when so little has happened? And this reading holds the answer, and that is, it didn't begin here. So who were you to each other in a past life? In another lifetime, the two of you danced between freedom and responsibility, risk and hesitation. The Two of Pentacles really suggests that you were entwined during a time of significant change, possibly in a period of travel, migration, or even external instability. And one of you, likely represented by the Fool, was wide-eyed and full of hope, ready to leap into new beginnings. This is very much emphasized by these little flowers called Scarlet Pimpernels. They're symbolic of transformation and sudden change. And then we have these pretty little morning glories, which only open in the light, signifying fleeting beauty. The other person is showing up as the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a slower, more grounded energy, but we can see that the head is turned backwards, gazing into the past. So this shows some sort of karmic pull, a soul who really couldn't release what had already happened. They may have loved you, but not known how to move towards you without abandoning their old life. And you are not only lovers, it feels like you are mirrors in motion, always just slightly out of sync. I should of course mention that this is a collective reading and therefore it is not going to resonate with everyone, and that is perfectly fine. If you would like your own soul contract reading where we actually do delve into past life relationships, and we have a look at who you were to one another. We look at what lessons might be brought forward from those lifetimes into this lifetime, then I really suggest purchasing a soul contract reading. But going on to what unresolved energy still lingers, we have this world card, and we can see it's very different from some of the classic traditional world cards that you might see. This card really shows a torso, open and exposed, and if I bring it closer to you, we can see that we have the kidneys, we have the intestines, and these are organs of filtration, integration, and emotion. The kidneys, they represent balance and relationships in Chinese medicine, while the intestines talk about digestion and absorption. So this past life really left some sort of emotional energy unprocessed. Perhaps one of you passed away suddenly, left, or simply could not give closure. And the body imagery here tells us that this is not just emotion. It is cellular. It lives in your body, your instincts, your energetic field. And this cycle, it wasn't completed. And so your souls have returned to try again. You both feel it, you both remember, even if neither of you can explain it in words. So how is this affecting your connection now? We have this Page of Swords, also known as the Page of Blades. And the connection, it might be very active in the mind, but hesitant in the physical. The Page of Swords, there's someone who watches and analyzes and thinks, but sometimes doesn't speak. These tiny little white flowers, to me, they've always resembled thought bubbles, and they show that this connection very much lives in the mental realm, in the dreams and the late night thoughts and the what ifs. So you may find yourself checking their social media, or sensing when they're thinking of you, or obsessing over tiny signs. This is a karmic tension between a soul's remembrance and the mind's uncertainty. And this, it suggests that you both feel it. Both of you might be watching more than acting, or processing more than embodying, and that's because this connection demands something different this time. It demands completion, clarity, and conscious choice. This is a connection that did not begin just in this life, and that's why it feels so deep, even in the silence. So you were souls in motion, one running ahead and one looking back. And you've come here to either complete the cycle or to lovingly close it. And the feelings and the pull and the overthinking, it's not madness, it's memory. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're ready to understand more than just the feeling, if you're ready to see the contracts, the past lifetimes, the patterns, the purpose, then my soul contracts are here for you. Because this isn't just about them, it is about you, about reclaiming the parts of your soul that got left behind in old lifetimes. And it's about closing loops with love, not longing. And finally choosing a version of love that doesn't hold to hurt. The answers aren't lost, they're really waiting right where your soul last left them. All of my offerings can be found linked within the bio. I also offer same-day readings, and they are returned to you within 24 hours. You can find them here, and then if you slide across, this is where the soul contract readings are. For those of you that have ever been curious about tarot classes, I do offer beginners and intermediate classes. The intermediate classes, we really focus on this particular deck, the Antique Anatomy. So if this is a deck that you've ever been curious about, then this might be a class that you would enjoy. These are online courses and can be done in your own time, and upon completion, you can receive certification. All of the cards that I use in my videos you will find also linked within my bio. You just have to scroll and search.